Hello!
So I just got back from Winstar, where our 5-10 game kind of broke, essentially, at midnight last night, and it is now 2 p.m. I just got home because when the game broke, we got to play some 10-20 heads up, which we've been playing a lot of lately. For some reason, everybody just really wants to give me heads up action, so I'll take it. And it was a crazy session. So at first, I just can't win a hand. I went to the casino with 8K, which seems like plenty to play 5-10. I end up in the game for all 8,000 and down to my last 1,000 in this heads-up match. And then about 4 to 5 hours into our match, I really start to figure out what my opponent's doing, ranges, frequencies, things like that, and just was crushing it from there. I was able to run it up from 1K up into 17K, and for a nice little 9K profit. So we played heads up for 12 and a half hours, and just left the casino at about 1 p.m. and pretty pleased. But I'm very tired now. I've been playing poker for 17 hours straight, and I am very happy to have booked a 9K win instead of what looked like could easily be an 8K loss. Pretty crazy hand. My opponent opens to 60 on the button and the small blind. We call in the big blind with Jack 4 hearts, and then the flop comes Jack high. It was Jack 6-7 with 2 spades and a diamond. So top pair, obviously. She bets 150 into 120, which is kind of standard for her. She's been overbetting flops a lot. But I've noticed she doesn't overbet flops with super strong hands, heads up. I don't know what about a regular game, but when we're heads up, she wasn't overbetting with super strong hands. She was overbetting with bluffs. She was overbetting with hands she might have thought were vulnerable. So I make the call. Turn's pretty favorable. Turn is a 4 of diamonds. So now there's 2 flush draws and we have top and bottom. She bets 300 into like 420, I think, at this point. And we raise it up to 800, and she 3-bet jams for 5,700 effective. And I'm just like really in a spot now. I don't know what to do. I go in the tank. I figure that she doesn't have any hands. I just don't think that she has any hands that she overbets with on the flop that are beating my 2 pair here. Like, I feel like she has combo draws, maybe. She's been seen bluffing with combo draws in the past. Maybe an overpair type hand. I'm like kind of thinking that's a stretch, but I'm hoping she can have something like aces here. There's now 2 flush draws, so she has a lot of combos of that, maybe pair plus flush draw type stuff. She can also have 6-7, which we beat, which she might take this line with. And I just didn't think if she had a hand like a set that she's just gonna overbet jam it all in here. And so we end up calling it off, and she shows us pocket queens.
Nice.
And we scooped the 11K pocket.
Kiddos, it's that easy. Just quit your job and gamble for a living. Oh, man. Jack,
you're on camera.
it's 3 p.m., Jack. How are you still this sleepy?
Alright, me and Jack just left the house a couple of hours ago.
We drive on a road trip 12 hours to Colorado at 9 p.m.
Okay, so Jack played until 8 a.m. this morning in a 5-10 home game. Booked the biggest win of his career. How much money?
$16,000.
$16,000 last night.
And then we were supposed to leave for Colorado today. He comes home at 8 p.m. We throw some clothes in a bag, throw them in the car, take off driving, and then we get about 2 hours down the road and we decide that instead of driving straight through the night, we should make a quick pit stop here at Riverwind Hotel and Casino. So after sitting with almost $20,000 on the table last night, he's gonna come in here and take a swing at hopefully a 2.5 if they have that running at all.
Got a 2.5 running.
Maybe some 1.2. So we're gonna play for a couple of hours and then get back on the road and hopefully do a couple hand histories afterwards. We'll try and write down a couple interesting ones for you guys. They have a 1.25 table running. 600 max.
Should I get my name on
Open seat. Let's go. So we're here in Riverwind. We just finished up a 2.5 session that turned into a round of each, 1 round of PLO, 1 round of no limit.
We were gonna play for an hour and get back on the road. Game was good. We stayed for 4 until they kicked us out.
Yep, they closed the poker room at 3:15, and then we are going to be on our way to Colorado. We got 10 hours to go.
Currently 4 a.m.
Jack made how much?
2,200.
2,200. I made a little over 1,100, 1,120. Pretty good 4 hours. We booked a little over $3,000 between us. The game was pretty dang good. There was one guy on our left that was
He was good.
definitely a competent player. Said he had played full time for several years.
And I believe him.
I believe him too. He wasn't bad. There was a couple of other guys on the table that were very loose early in the session. And then we ended up playing 4-handed the rest of the session.
Which wasn't that good.
Wasn't a great game.
Once it was 4-handed, there was like 30 minutes left to go in the night before they kicked you out.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good, but we just stuck it out till the end.
Still fun. Still had a good time. Love playing some PLO.
Love it.
Getting a little bit more addicted to PLO every day. Also brought Jack's computer. We're gonna get in the car. I'm going to connect to his hotspot and play a little PLO online on the way there. We're gonna talk through some hands, get a little bit better at poker, which is our favorite thing to do right now.
Definitely. You got
Can't
any
wait.
hands from tonight that were interesting?
I played one hand. I wouldn't say it was like super interesting. Oh yeah, put me on video. Hello everyone. This is Coach Crumbs here. I played one hand that was kind of interesting. There is a $10 straddle, playing 2-5 hold'em, $10 straddle under the gun, and then under the gun +1 makes it a $40 blind bet. Puts the money out there before his cards are even dealt, so we are sure that he is blind. Under the gun +2, which I normally refer to as middle position, makes it 100 to go. He's a relatively tight player, but only has, what did he have behind? Another
Like
300 or something?
Yeah, 300.
He had about another 300 behind, so we started the hand with roughly $400. He makes it 100. I've only got a $600 stack, and I look down at ace queen in the cutoff. I decide just to overshove. I think that our stacks are a little too shallow to just flat and try and play post flop because we're gonna whiff too often. So I just overshove for 600. I get cold called out of the small blind for about 300, and then it folds around to the original $100 raiser. He makes the call as well for his stack. So we've got a little bit of a side pot going and about 800 or 900 in the main pot, and I think about 300 or 400 in the side pot. The flop comes down ace high, and then the turn is another ace, giving us trips. There are 3 hearts on board, but at showdown, we are good. The cold caller ended up having 6-7. I didn't even see if it was suited. He just told us what he had. Did you see if it was suited?
It was suited.
Okay, 6-7 suited, and the original $100 raiser had pocket 5s. So we were in pretty good shape in the 3-way pot, and we scoop to start running it up.
Hello, hello!
Hello.
Hello, hello!
Me and Jack are on our way through the mountain pass to Blackhawk. On the way to Ameristar Casino, we went and ran a 5K this morning with Jack's mom and his little sisters. Jumped on some inflatable things along the way. Got beat up pretty good. I'm feeling like an old man today.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah. rolling around all over the ground, flipping upside down and stuff. Driving through, it's a little bit rainy right now, but these mountains are just really beautiful up here. Gonna hop in some 2.5 action tonight. It's only 4 o'clock right now, so we should get in a pretty decent session. Doesn't matter what time we get home. So we can play as late as we want. We got several people off the Instagram hitting us up, telling us they're playing up there already, so we're excited to meet up with some of those guys. If you ever see any of our videos or follow our posts on Instagram and you're gonna be anywhere near us in a casino, then hit us up and let us know. We'd be happy to meet up with you guys. We love just catching up with people who like talking about poker.
It's 9:30 a.m. We left about 12 hours ago. If we drove straight through, we would be there.
Canes
but
is so good.
we stopped at another casino where a game was not running, and we lost some gambling. So don't gamble, it's bad. But I was just telling Nick that it's insane that like a year and a month ago, then I brought out this 300 buckaroos. I had 300 buckaroos to my name once I finished school last year, and I was gonna go home and I was gonna work at a daycare all summer for $10 an hour, and I went to a casino and I made $3,000 that 1 week, and that's just what started it all. That's what started it all, and now I made $20,000 in the last 24 hours.
$20,000 in 24 hours. And Jack was talking about just a couple of months ago even, he was coming off of a downswing and was considering when he went back to college getting a job at Chipotle and grinding for like $9 an hour folding burritos.
I was gonna do it again.
And not that there's anything wrong at all with working a job like that, but your just value of money changes so much after you've been playing cards, and you're just
It's crazy.
yeah, changing hands for like 4 or 5K a night, and then thinking about just working for $9 an hour again after seeing that kind of money just changes like your entire perception of the way that money works. It's pretty wild.
I wouldn't say it's a good thing either.
Not necessarily, no. My mom would definitely not think so. Alright, we are cruising down the road here. How much longer do we have?
I don't know. I turned off navigation. We should be there at 1.
Okay, we should be there at 1, so we got about 4 hours left.
Well, that's not. I'm getting coffee.
Okay, yeah, I don't know much about the location of the states, but we'll be there in 4 hours. Update when we get there.